Hello, everyone. I'm Carol Weakland. Welcome to my Dragon Healing and Clearing class. I'm so excited to be here with you today. The dragons have really come forward and they really want to be here to help us right now through this incredibly powerful time in the ascension of Earth. So what I'd like to do is begin by giving you a little background of myself in case you don't know me. My name is Carol Weakland. I'm an author, a healer, and an elemental whisperer, which means I work with both dragons and fairies of all kind. Some of you that are starting off with this class are from a YouTube channel that I started years ago. And I just was given the impetus to go back and continue with it as we come very, very close to the event. And very quickly, what I mean by the event is basically the big shift that's going to occur. It might be a solar flash. It could be many different significant things that are going to propel much of humanity into waking up and literally realizing that Earth is shifting from third to fifth dimension. And what a planet we've been on. We've been controlled in so many ways for such a long time. Now, basically, the dragons would like me to just describe what they are. Some of you already know this, but there will be new people coming in. I do really urge you to share this with other people. Once you receive this video, you can share it with friends and family that are open to learning, because the more people that learn how to heal themselves with the help of the dragons and clear themselves during this time, the faster we will ascend. So we will begin with the question, what is a dragon? Now, you can basically look at them and say they're elementals, aren't they, like fairies? And we do have dragons that are aligned to earth, air, water, fire, and ether. But at the same time, there are galactic dragons. There are specialty dragons. We'll be working with all of those tonight. And, I just wanted to let you know there are many, many kinds of dragons. Now, who are they? Literally, when I began studying dragons, they came to me as I was writing my books in the Morgen of Avalon series, because King Arthur is known as the Red Dragon, and his avatar, his dragon guide, was the Red Dragon, and this dragon would appear as I was writing the book series. This is how I began, and I literally then would have my own dragon guide appear, literally opening up a portal just like the Red Dragon does and popping into my room to get my attention. Well, at this time, I was really not understanding much about dragons. I knew they existed, but I went to Diana Cooper, and many of you may have heard of her, and took some of her classes. And this is how I came into the world of dragons, through my own experience writing, and then also studying with Diana initially. Now, Diana was the one that teaches that dragons literally come from the heart of God. I too believe that dragons are very divine, angelic beings. Now, people will then look at me and say, Carol, when I look at a dragon, I don't see an angel. They've got teeth, they breathe fire. How in the world can they be angelic? Dragons are very akin to angels. They do not have an ego. They literally are one with God, source creator. So they have no agenda. A fairy, in contrast, literally does have an ego, even though it's pure energy. You might not actually see a fairy. You might just know that the fairy is there or see sparkles until it decides to shapeshift into an actual form. But they have an actual ego. Now that means A fairy is more akin to us, whereas the dragons are akin to God. Whatever God source creator is telling them to do, that dragon is going to do it. Okay, they literally do not say, yes, but I really want to do this. That's not within a dragon. Now they want me to take just a pause and say, well, what about the dragons that literally are known to be dark dragons? And if you call on the Council of Dragons, I work with the Council of Dragons quite a bit. They have advised me in the writing and protection of my book, The Dragon's Breath book, which I highly recommend, by the way. It looks like it's for children, but it's for everyone, adults as well. The Council of Dragons will tell you that dark, so-called dark dragons are dragons that have forgotten who they are and they simply need to be rehabilitated. And I am completely of that mindset. So dragons, I have a group that I work with, and we literally will go find these dragons and call them back into the Council of Dragons and even to the core of Mother Earth for healing and rehabilitation. So this is a beautiful process for the dragons, but you must realize the dragons are, again, one with God's source creator. They are the highest intention, the highest light. And God's source creator has asked them right now to be here on earth in record numbers to help us during ascension. So this is all extremely exciting. And this is what I am here to teach right now. I want to go over my notes just to make sure I have everything in the proper order right now. They truly are here to help us ascend. And what do I mean by that? As I mentioned, the earth is moving from third dimension, where it's just very fear-based, survival-based, to fifth dimension, which is of love and highest light. And as this is happening, all of us are basically asked to look at our past, look at our childhood, even past lives. And when you see ones that keep kind of repeating in this life, for instance, for many people, that might be a healing crisis. It might be money crisis, a scarcity, a lack crisis. It could be a romantic crisis. It could be any of these things and additional things. When these pop up over and over again, you know you are being asked to clear that out in this lifetime. Now, you might even at this point be given specific lifetimes that need to be cleared. I know I literally had one that just popped up. I had seen it way back many years ago before I realized any of this, about dragons clearing and healing. So when it appeared at that time, it wasn't even within my mindset that lifetime would need this clearing. And then it came back to me just recently, and we went to work on it, and it's made such a difference in my life. So this is why now. Also, they want me to say, when I say they, I mean my guidance team and the dragons themselves are speaking. They would like you to realize that healing is coming up right now in almost everyone. Something that you might not realize is coming up and being stirred up from, again, it might not even be this lifetime. Suddenly you are having a pain in your foot. You've never had a pain in your foot before. And yet if you really go within and intuitively look at this, it might literally stem from a past life when you were stabbed in the foot. You just don't know. It could be something along those lines. So in this case, we call in the dragons. Now, if you're on my YouTube channel, you would see, or would already know, that I initially call in the violet flame dragons for all kinds of clearing and healing. Tonight, however, in this particular video, They want me to start off with dragon healing. All right. And when you start off with dragon healing, you should know that all dragons are divine healers. They all can do it, and in many different ways. They can heal with their dragon's breath, which is what my children's book, the Dragon's Breath book, teaches. This is not something like you've been shown in movies and in books, where, except my book tells the truth, where it burns you to a crisp. Instead, this is an alchemical transformational breath, a transmutational, they're saying instead, use that word, Carol, transmutational breath that will literally clear away and heal something like I mentioned, like if your foot was stabbed in a past life and suddenly it's hurting beyond belief, you can feel that stab wound now. Those dragons can come in and start healing. Now I call on Archangel Raphael and his emerald green dragons. They are all divine healers and very powerful ones at that. So basically what I would do, many of you know, I am a healer already. I basically am a Reiki master and a basic healer and a rainbow healer as well. Utilizing all those modalities together, I would start off a healing session with a person or an animal, even a plant or a tree, and would just start off with that. Then as I understand, I connect with the person's highest self and say, how may I help you? I would love to offer you healing. First, you need to make sure that is all right. And once you get a positive reaction, they're saying, if you are not literally hearing a yes or a no, you might be feeling this in your heart or high heart area. And that would be a warmth and openness, whereas a contraction would mean that person is not ready for a healing, or that animal is not ready for a healing right now. So I want you to just take a moment and breathe that in. Now, once you have the approval of the person, as I said, you can be using your own healing modalities. They want me to say, connect in as a Reiki master through the third eye, my third eye to the person or animal's third eye, and literally feel into what they need. Now, on my YouTube channel, I just gave an example where I tuned into someone that needed the toxins removed from her body. All right, so when you're having that happen, it's good to literally ask the emerald green dragons with Archangel Raphael to scan the entire body, head to toe, and send healing to all those areas that needs a removal of toxins. So it literally could be in the eyes, it could be around the heart. You yourself, if you're not already working in a healing modality, as you work with the dragons, you can start using your hand. The more we're coming into fifth dimension right now, the more sensitized we're becoming. And you can use your hand to feel where the energy is needed. There will be a difference. You might feel like in the head area, this area feels very warm or just feels very even. And suddenly you're coming into the eyes, as I mentioned, and suddenly you might have stabs of pain in your hand. This is a person that would be really empathic, and we're all coming into this in grand fashion. Or you might be feeling a great deal of warmth. That can often indicate put energy in this area. The same thing might be true around the heart region, the solar plexus, which is so important right now for so many people. these areas all might be needing healing, or in this case, as I was working on, toxin removal. Now, the dragons and Archangel Raphael will know intuitively where to go. And you, as you begin to work with them, will begin to feel and sense where they are going in the body. Now, what the dragons are saying right now is they want you not to be pushing yourself too hard, too fast. Tune into them. Ask the emerald green dragons, Archangel Raphael, to show you where they are, all right? Then you might literally get a visual. You might sense with your hand where they are. You might have a divine knowing where they are. All of these you might hear with your clairaudience where they are. And they're saying if you don't get any of those things to start, do not panic. Know that the dragons and Archangel Raphael are doing the work, and you simply hold space while they do this. What you might ask if you are not sensing and feeling what they're doing, please give me an indication when you are done. Now, this could last anywhere from minutes to an hour to hours, okay? And it even might be, if this is a major healing and is needed, more than one day, okay? It all depends on what the person can allow as far as healing. Some people can only allow healing in bits and pieces, not all at once. It would be too much. All right, so you have to literally be very intuitive. And that's why I'm saying, if you're not sensing these things immediately, ask the dragons, this would be the emerald green dragons and Archangel Raphael, to give you a touch on your hand, something along those lines, when they are complete, so you know to thank them. And then you can actually close the session. So at that point, if you're a healer, you can stop your healing and seal it in, or you can thank the emerald green dragons and Archangel Raphael. All right. Now they want me to talk about the different kinds of healing that the dragons do. So for example, I talked about the dragon's breath. They can, the emerald green dragons, literally send out a beautiful green breath that goes into all the spaces of a being, of a tree, of an animal, and goes and, focuses on what kind of healing that being needs. They can also literally go into the person's aura and pull out different things. Now, you could be saying, what would they be pulling out? I'm going to make a note right now because there are a couple of dragons I almost forgot. And I want to make sure they don't get forgotten. So right now, I would say the ones that I most often see go into the aura are Kuan Yin, the Great Ascended Master, Compassionate Healer, and her pink dragons. These pink dragons will literally go into a person's aura, and as they're healing, they will pull out hooks or anything that is attached to that person that can come out. So I'm sure you've all heard of how you can have something like that in you. We can even have, the different blockages in us, which we'll mention about the clearing of the J seals at the very, very end of this. And that is a removal of literally seals that have been placed in certain areas of our body. Every being comes onto the earth with these. It's an agreement that you agree to. And it literally is part of the 3D matrix. So the beings that created that way of being. And what it does is it blocks you from ascension. So this, and it can block you from achieving your highest potential as well. So literally, I am offering J-Seal clearings right now at a ridiculously low price. And what we can do is teach people how to do the clearings on themselves. And that would be a very, very different kind of thing. So I'm checking in with the dragons. Do they want me to do that right now? They do. No, they're having me pause for the moment. So they're saying what you do is very, very specific, and that would literally be a class unto itself. But realize that all the J seals can be removed with the help of Archangel Metatron and Archangel Michael. And then there's a very specific procedure that goes with it as well. Now, let's see here. We went into a great deal of detail on my YouTube channel about Archangel Satkiel and Saint Germain and the violet flame dragons. But I would like to really touch upon them again, because there might be some people that come into this video that did not get to see my YouTube video. And so I am going to go through this again and bring in additional information as well. Now, what you would do, this would be for clearing any dark entity, lower energy, even a residual energy, lower thought form, implants, these kinds of things from you or another being with their permission. So you would call on Archangel Zadkiel, Saint Germain, and the violet flame dragons. Please send the violet flame to me, through me. You can start off with, to clear away all dark energies, lower energies, dark entities, and keep me clear. Now, if you're getting ready for your day, you would actually not only ask for it through you, but in front of you, behind you, and around you, and keep that running in a bubble consistently to keep you in the highest light and protected. At the same time, you might be asking for a clearing of yourself for a very specific something that has occurred for you or for another being. For instance, a spouse, a family member, maybe someone, a mother is sick, having a certain kind of sickness that you want, or they're saying a specific clearing within the being. So once again, we'll go into, say, a trauma perhaps that exists between you and a loved one, like a parent, and you see it and it comes over you again and again. And what you want to do is call them in to clear this away on this, anything that ties you of this to the 3D matrix and keeps you from ascending up to the 5th dimensional light. And then give them enough time to actually do this and bring this to fruition. So this can be, minutes to hours in length. Now, if you're doing it on yourself and clearing this on you, between you and the parent, you will instantly feel the dragons coming into you through your energy field and working incredibly on certain areas of the body that have been affected and need clearing. So for instance, say this is with a parent, it might be your heart, it might be your solar plexus, because this is your self-esteem, your energy, your power center. And if that parent, at certain times has made you feel less than powerful, this would be an area that they would be working on as well. They're saying self-esteem issues can literally even go down into the sacral area. And if fear is present, then even down into the root chakra as well. You might be feeling them working through any and all of these areas within your being. The thing is, they will go from one area and then you might feel it right up into your third eye. You might feel it go into your ears. Maybe you've heard the parent or the loved one say things too many times, and you will be amazed at the different places where they will be working, where that energy resides. The key is to relax, allow, and you can literally, just be attuned to where this healing and clearing is occurring. It is extremely powerful and potent for you. And it can be literally the violet flame. It can be the silver violet flame, which is the divine feminine, the Sophia. And that might be something that, would be between you and a female family member, or the gold violet flame, you and a masculine, that is the Christos energy. Or if it's something that you're knowing that is in multiple lifetimes, you would be calling on Archangel Zadkiel, Saint Germain, and the gold silver violet flame with the violet flame dragons, and sending that to all timelines, past, present, and future. So they're saying, give them an example, Carol. For example, say there is a romantic figure that you have been with in many lifetimes, and this is a twin flame. And in this lifetime, there has been a runner-chaser aspect to your relationship. What you will do then is ask Archangel Zadkiel, Saint Germain, and the violet flame dragons, please send the gold, silver, violet flame between me and this person, and transmute our runner relationship, and literally heal and clear our relationship on all timelines, past, present, future. Also add in there clearing anything that ties me to the 3D matrix and keeps me from ascending up to 5th dimensional light. Now, once again, if you are doing multiple lifetimes, be prepared to wait. This is not going to be instantaneous. And you will get flashes of those lifetimes quite often, where you will be seeing aspects and sensing and feeling. And it's extremely powerful, potent. It can stir up emotions. If the emotions come, allow them to flow freely. There may be tears. There might be anger bubbling up. It could be all kinds of different things. The great key, the dragons are saying, is to feel them and then ride the emotion. Observe it, okay, and let it just filter through you in the highest, most timeliest manner possible. Checking in with them to see if there is anything else they want me to do right now. It feels, because we've also done the entire video on YouTube, as if that is enough for the violet flame dragons right now. They'll probably come back in because I talk about them quite a bit. Looking now into someone that you might know that is literally filled with toxins and heavy metals. This can come from many different sources. It can be from drinking water strictly out of the faucet. I'm going to be doing a video on my YouTube channel about literally how water has poison and toxins in it right now. And we need to all be aware of that. If a person, especially an older person who has done this their entire life and really doesn't understand that this is a problem, you're going to have a whole buildup of heavy metals. And this can occur in different maladies such as Alzheimer's and dementia. I literally have a family member like this. And what you can do is call in the metal dragons, METAL dragons. So there are dragons of metal in the earth. They are in the earth dragon category. They are anything from gold metal, iron metal, silver metal, copper metal, lead metal. There are many different kinds. The ones right now that we want to work with can be the iron metal, or actually they're very protective metal dragons. The gold metal and silver metal are coming forward. And what they can do, if you call out to them, they will literally come in for this person. You have to get permission from the person. This is key. So you can say to the person, I would love to send you elemental dragon healing and clearing of what you're feeling right now, of these toxins that are in your body. And will you give me permission for that? Something along those lines. They have to understand and give permission so that the dragons can go to work. Now, once you do that, the dragons will come in the most magical ways. And literally the metal dragons work as no other dragons do. For instance, the gold metal dragons are literally liquid. And so they flow into the being. And literally they can take the metals within and just extract them as if they are beads of metal themselves. It's miraculous to watch if you can watch it. If you're not visually able to see it, you might be sensing it, you might be feeling it, or even hearing that they're doing it. But it is, once again, extremely powerful, extremely potent. They're saying to give them time, especially if that being is older and they've been ingesting things like, and I'm going to be very specific, not only the water out of the sink, but if they've had the vax and all of them. You know, some people have had just one and it was a placebo, but some have had every single one. They are filled with it. Okay, so literally the metal dragons will come in and do everything they can to assist this person. And they will be flat out and honest. If this person is beyond their complete healing, they will let you know. Okay, so this is very important to realize, because sometimes that person will not make the changes. They will keep drinking out of the sink, or they'll keep getting. Okay, so you can only do what you can do. And of course, God's source creator will allow as well. We're always asking God's source creator before we start any healing or clearing. Is this all right? You give permission, as well as asking that person as well. Now, next, I'd like to bring in another specialty dragon. They are elemental, but they are the ice dragons. And you will find them in any kind of ice. You can find them in the Antarctic. You can find them, you know, in your backyard when it's snowing and icy. They are super magical beings. And once again, they are very much like they flow through the ice. Now, they are the ones you call in for healing trauma. If a person has massive trauma in their body, then you can call in the ice dragons to first locate where the trauma is. Now, once again, they keep showing me, and this will be for a lot of people, the solar plexus region, okay? In that solar plexus, there might be like a ball of energy, a blockage that is a trauma that they experienced perhaps even in childhood. And what the ice dragons will do is literally go into the being and freeze that particular trauma. Now, the being will feel this. Unless that person that you're working on has absolutely no ability to feel, they're going to be feeling cold going through them. Like right now, as I'm talking about them, they're coming through me and they're very cold, but I don't mind because they're such beautiful beings. And they're coming out through me right now. So I don't know if that's visual to some of you that are watching, but they're streaming through me right now. Absolutely gorgeous. They are freezing the trauma. And then they will help to break it apart and loosen it. Now, literally what they can do, if somebody has an implant, these are dragons to call in, the ice dragons. And, you know, you as a healer, as a clairvoyant, an empath might be sensing that someone has an implant somewhere, okay? When they have that implant, the ice dragons, first of all, will help you locate it, okay? And then they will freeze it, because implants have the ability to move sometimes. And so they can move from one place to another. And they will freeze it so it can't move. And then they will literally break it apart and transmute it up into highest light. Now, once again, this can take a lot of time. You know, it can take a whole entire healing session or longer, depending on how deep this trauma is. It might be multiple sessions. Depends on how much this person is willing to release. Say this person is afflicted with child abuse. This could be something that, you know, it takes multiple times. It might be ongoing. This is something that would need to be taken care of immediately, so this person could ascend. I have a healing kitty that just came in. His name is King Arthur. And maybe he'll allow me to bring him on screen. He came in to say hi and then he walked away. So we'll see if he comes back. All right, so ice dragons. Is there anything else you would like to convey right now? All right, they're saying I can move on. This is a basic we're giving of each of the dragons that can work on the healing and clearing right now. Another dragon I would like to introduce you to is Archangel Gabriel and his diamond white dragons. Those of you that work with the archangels might know that Archangel Gabriel has the white diamond of purification, and his dragons are equally white and purifying and magical beings. If you're sending them in for clearing, you can send them in for clearing throughout the planet. I do this with my group all the time. We'll set, you know, Archangel Gabriel and his white diamond up on a mountaintop, you know, in Tibet. and literally radiate that purification out. And then we'll send the diamond white dragons into certain and specific areas for certain kinds of transmutation. Now, if you are working on a person's body again, or say an animal's body, they're saying, let's move to something different, Carol, to help people understand. So let's say you have a beloved pet. I will go with my darling Ariel, a cat that transitioned last year. And she really had a tooth that was so wounded and abscessed. And unfortunately, her age was so advanced, it could not be removed without her dying. It was literally right over the aorta valve. So what we were doing with her, literally, in this case, is transmuting all energies around this area. Now, for instance, if you have a pet and your pet, for instance, has a sore tooth. Now, in this case, you would be sending and asking Archangel Gabriel and the diamond white dragons, please come to my dog and heal her sore tooth and go in on the cellular level around the tooth. This is what the diamond white dragons do. They can literally heal all the way down to the cellular level. Now, if you're talking about trauma, we talked about trauma a moment ago with the ice dragons. You can literally send in the diamond white dragons of Archangel Gabriel right after them and go down to the cellular level with whatever you're healing. They really like me saying that. You can have the two dragons working in conjunction with each other, all right? And they will go in and you will feel them not just working on the chakra, but into the tissue, the cells, in a way that you may have never experienced before. It is absolutely purifying and magical. And it can be on your dog, your dog's tooth. It can be on a person. It can be on a tree, a plant, anywhere, on yourself as well. Truly magical. All right. Now they want me to come to dragons and chakra clearing. Now, at this point in the ascension, it's really good if you can take time each morning or each day to go through and ask the dragons and the archangels that work with them to clear your chakras, to keep them open. And this takes time, especially initially, until they're cleared and running. So, you know, if you're working with all the upper chakras, I'll just give you an example. You can be starting with the universal chakra and going to the galactic and then down to the stellar gateway and so on and so on. So this is a lot of chakras that we're working with. They're going to have me work right now with the stellar gateway. They're saying, go with that, Carol. They're not going to confuse people too much. So the stellar gateway is above your head. And it is Archangel Metatron and the orange gold dragons that you would ask to clear this chakra out every morning or whenever you have time. Maybe you do it in the evening, maybe in the afternoon. They're saying do it in the morning. That is Archangel Metatron and the orange gold dragons. That way your day is good. So that means getting up earlier, at least I'd say an hour and maybe longer to start, okay? And give them time. You can feel them coming into it and clearing that out. And then when it goes into like a zero space, 0 point, you know that you're ready to go to the next one, which would be the soul star. For this chakra, it is Archangel Mariel, I said that wrong, and Archangel Satkiel, again, very popular, who oversee this chakra. and the, uh, uh, oh my goodness, the magenta dragon. I could see the color, but I couldn't come up with the name. Would be the one that you call in for clearing the soul star. This is the chakra that has literally all your past lives registered in it. Your Akashic records you can access through this chakra. So very powerful and potent. Good to have that cleared. And then for the causal chakra, which is right above the head, or some people put it like right back here, this one is Archangel Christiel, and the white, literally the crystal yellow dragons that clear this chakra. And they also go into the crown chakra. So that is Archangel Jophiel and the crystal yellow dragons as well. Now, I work with the star consciousness, which is literally up here above the third eye. And the star consciousness, literally, I work with Archangel Jophiel and ask the crystal yellow dragons to come down there as well. Then for the third eye, this is Archangel Raphael and the emerald green dragons, who you just worked with. And for the throat chakra, Archangel Michael and his blue dragons. These are great protector dragons. So if you need protection, they are fantastic. We'll talk about the fire dragons and protection in a moment too. And then literally going to the heart and high heart with Archangel Chamuel and any of the pink dragons. So it can be the dusky pink dragon from Andromeda. It can be the rose pink dragon, any of those. And once again, Kuan Yin and her pink dragons work in this chakra beautifully as well. Kuan Yin would like me to give you a specific exercise to work with her in clearing and the pink dragons. So we're going to pause in the chakra clearing. And literally you would call on her and she stands before you with a pink portal. And then literally the pink dragons will start coming in through your energy field. And you then say you would like to release anything that you're ready to release at that moment to her for transmutation. And that will then be literally transmuted through the pink dragon's flame and also through the beautiful portal. That was interesting. I had a kitty intervention right there. So sorry for those little sounds at that moment. Now, going back to the solar plexus, you might also work with the goddess chakra. So for this chakra, I call on Archangel Uriel for both the goddess chakra and the solar plexus, and the blue and gold dragons. They're often called the royal blue and gold dragons for clearing this chakra. And then for your sacral chakra, we'll go with the navel as well, they're saying. The navel chakra, because that's fifth dimensional. That is Archangel Gabriel. He governs the next several chakras with the diamond white dragons. So for clearing the navel chakra, Archangel Gabriel and the diamond white dragons. And again, they are also for the sacral chakra and then also for the root chakra as well. Then you have in the Earth star, which is about 6 inches below your feet. This is Archangel Sandalphon and the silver metal dragons. And then all the way down to the Earth core chakra, literally it is Gaia who comes forward for me for this one. We'll see, when you work with the Earth core chakra, who comes forward for you. And it can be any of the earth dragons. So it can be the earth dragons, the earth fire dragons, the new earth dragons. Any of them can help you with clearing that chakra as well. And as you can see, this can take some time because there are many, many chakras. And once you get those, then you can ask them, can we get the upper chakras, which would be the galactic and the universal chakra as well. Now, let's see. Fire dragons next. I call on the fire dragons every single day, literally before I do anything of this sort, recording on Zoom. I ask them to put a circle of flame around the Zoom to keep it protected, around me to keep me protected, around my house, around the property. Literally, I have them clear out the house every day. So I ask them, please, I'm calling on the fire dragons to clear any dark entities, lower energies around me, around this room. Start with the room, and then I go through each room of the house with them. You can go out into your garage, your car, if you have an upstairs. And then I actually have them clear the yard as well. So the front yard, any side yards you have, and backyard. And then ask them to put the circle of flame around you and bring it up, around your house, bring it up, and around the property and bring it up. Just a little tip, those of you that work with me in Sacred Avalon, King Arthur, who I said worked with the red dragon, who is a fire dragon, was known for putting that protection around him of the fire. And literally he could go into battle and people would not even be able to come anywhere near him in fighting. So that is very, very powerful and magical. You should be aware of it. The fire dragons are good for clearing. If you're doing clearing of family ancestors' timelines, you can ask them to come in and clear ... It can be, poverty and lack from a family timeline. And then literally picture with the dragons your ancestors as little stars or flowers going back this way. And they will go through each one of them. They'll go through you first, then through your family, your parents, your children, and then go back and back and back and back until they are complete. The fire dragons are beautiful at doing that. And once again, Archangel Zadkiel and the violet flame dragons, which are fire dragons, are fantastic at doing that. They all are super fire dragons. One final thing they would like me to do before I close this dragon healing and clearing class is to give you a directional idea on the dragons. Before I start any event, where I'm going to be teaching people about elementals or, teaching a student, I will call in the directional dragons. So I would call in the elementals, the dragons and fairies of the east, the air elementals for assistance. I call in the dragons and fairies of the south, the fire dragons, fire elementals for their assistance. I call in the dragons and fairies of the west, the water elementals for their assistance. And I call in the dragons and fairies of the north, the earth elementals for their assistance. You can call on the ether dragons as well. And if you want to be working with the ether dragons, they literally are showing me right now, working with you in upper chakras. I can see them doing a vortex spiral up through your upper chakras. So that might be a possibility to you. Feel into it, because they just came in at the last minute. So I don't have further teachings in this particular video with them, but they are highly magical as well. Well, thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in for this free dragon clearing and healing class. Once again, my name is Carol Weakland, and I have really enjoyed teaching you. If you'd like to learn about some of my other classes, I teach a Dragon Mystery School, also a Dragon Whisperer class, and a children's Dragon Magic class. I also have the Dragon's Breath book. That's all at my website, carolweakland.com. That's carolweakland.com. Thank you again for tuning in, and have a magical day.